You know, I think some of these cases, I think they take so long, especially this case, I think people thought it was unsolvable. We are definitely in the waiting phase for Mountain Jane Doe. And I'm accustomed to being here. You learn how to wait. And I grew up here. Actually, there's 6 generations of my family that have actually been here on this property. That's a grave marker for a John Doe from Madison, Kentucky. I gave him a stone with John Doe on it with the date, and then the actual putting the stone there, I took that with me. I brought the marker back. Now think of this. Look how easy I pulled that marker out of the ground. When people mow, they'll pick these markers up, and sometimes they get put back on the wrong gravesite. And that's why I was really concerned about getting him a permanent marker. The placement of that tombstone actually solved the case.
Last summer, Matthews placed this headstone at Madison Mann's Garrett County grave to give him some identity and respect.
I didn't know the media would pick that up. You know, a local magazine picked it up, run a story, then it was on local news, and then before you know it, I had somebody calling and saying, that's my brother-in-law. So I was just trying to keep this marker from being misplaced. You know, even today in America, you can go missing and be found unidentified in the same city. I would like to see America evolve to a place that it's not possible to actually go missing and be found unidentified in the city without something flagging that to somebody's attention. And I think it's doable. I think it's going to happen. Is it a bigger challenge than I thought? Yes, it is. But I know it's doable.
My dad was a softie. He had 5 girls, and I mean, he adored us. He would just call us and check in on us, and we hadn't heard from him. When I went into the police department, they told me that maybe my father didn't want to be found. Maybe he was tired of having a family. I don't care if I had to search until I died for my father, but I promise you I wouldn't have died without finding out what happened to him. You can't celebrate a holiday when there's somebody missing from the room. I actually was supposed to get married, and I didn't get married because I couldn't get married without my dad. No matter what somebody does, I don't think they deserve to just be buried as John Doe. My dad had a name that was not his name. How do you have a missing persons report sitting there and you have an unidentified male? You have everything you need at the tip of your fingers, but you never make that connection.
It's another part of the silent mass disaster. These families, the world around them continues to go on about its business, and they're living a tragedy.
For those 12 years, I could have been taking him flowers for Father's Day. I didn't have to wait 12 years to take my dad flowers for Father's Day.
There is not a national requirement or any law that I'm aware of that says that coroner medical examiners' offices, law enforcement agencies, or whomever will report to a database about unidentified remains. Connecting this information is vital to the success of identifying unidentified persons.
About a year ago, one of my friends told me that if you share a glass of wine with a spirit, they'll tell you everything you want to know. So we got a glass of Merlot, and we just went and we just sat it down by her marker, and we left it there. And strangely enough, about 3 weeks later, Todd Matthews calls me and says, we're going to exhume her. I think now more than ever, there is a huge possibility that this will be solved.
Hello, Darla. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Did you know who you're talking to?
I think I'm talking to Todd.
We do have some news.
Okay.
The remains that were exhumed that day in Harlan County were not the remains of our Harlan County Jane Doe. The grave was mismarked at some point in time.
Oh, no. Ugh. I'm terribly disappointed, but I don't know what to say. How did it happen, and where is she?
There's always a possibility in the back of my mind that it may not be the right grave, simply because of the manner in which the graves were marked with just a temporary grave marker that sticks into the ground. It's not a typical cemetery like you would see in a larger city. I mean, they're not all perfect rows with headstones and things. We started seeing things that day that I questioned, some embalming artifacts that were present. I expected that there would be a body bag, or at least remnants of a body bag. We saw no evidence of that as well. Then there was a clip-on tie. The remains we had recovered were most likely those of an unidentified male individual.
There is no way that I'll ever give up on Mountain Jane Doe. Until I can find a way to identify her and give her back to her family, I'm gonna keep trying. And our staff will keep trying.
Just knowing she's up there and she's decomposing as we speak. Evidence is leaving as we speak. I know she's there. She's in that cemetery and she's in that area. Now we just have to find her. This is just another step. It's never been easy. Nothing about this is easy. Now we got to do it again. It's time to exhume again. She's there.